There's been some huge leaps and bounds in recent years when it comes to AI generated imagery and video and voice and text and other things like that. And a lot of people, when they think of AI or when they hear the term AI, they think of something like the Terminator and whatnot. But reality, what you're getting is something like this, or so far at least this is what we're getting with all of this. And this is coming from the company OpenAI, and this is their new application Sora. And with that, they're basically improving the text to video capabilities for their new OpenAI system. And this video right here of the woolly mammoths is completely generated by this software. Here's the text prompt, what they actually put into the computer in order to churn out this video. Several giant woolly mammoths approach treading through a snowy meadow. Their long woolly fur lightly blows in the wind as they walk snow-covered trees and dramatic snow-capped mountains in the distance. Mid-afternoon light with wispy clouds and the sun high in the distance creates a warm glow. The low camera view is stunning, capturing the large furry mammal with beautiful photography depth of field. So with that text prompt, they were able to generate this video. And some people will say that something like this isn't artistic because it didn't take an actual artist to create it. It was the most commissioner who made this sort of thing, that the commissioner isn't necessarily the artist themselves. And to me, I really don't care about the whole debate of whether AI generated imagery is art or not. To me, it's kind of like if you got two guys going hunting, one is using a bow, one is using a rifle. The guy with the bow is going to say like, well, this is more sportsman-like because it takes years of practice and training to be able to kill a deer with the bow. And the guy with the rifle is like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I'm just trying to get meat. So call it sportsman-like all you want. I don't care. That's not the point of what I'm trying to do. And that's how I see a lot of this AI generated content out there these days. In April, a New York startup called Runway AI unveiled technology that let people generate videos like a cow at a birthday party or a dog chatting on a smartphone simply by typing a sentence in a box on a computer screen. Okay, so similar to what we're seeing here, but the thing about this one is this is significantly more advanced. The 4-second videos were blurry, choppy, distorted, and disturbing, but they were a clear sign that artificial intelligence technology would generate increasingly convincing videos in months and years to come. Just 10 months later, the San Francisco startup OpenAI has unveiled a similar system that creates videos that look as if they were lifted from a Hollywood movie. Now, looking at a lot of the videos that they have from OpenAI in this new Sora application, there are some telltale signs that this isn't necessarily a genuine video. First and foremost, I think the look of it is just too clean. Even for digital video, it just looks too clean. But still, the fact of the matter is technology has rapidly increased in just 10 months. So just imagine in a couple of years what we're actually going to see. I can predict that maybe in that time frame, we'll see video that looks indistinguishable from real life, because even some of the stuff that we're seeing with people looks pretty good right now, but still there is some improvement that needs to be made with it before people have a hard time distinguishing the AI video versus real video. OpenAI, the company behind the ChatGPT chatbot and the still image generator DALL-E, is among the many companies racing to improve this kind of instant video generator. Other companies working to help develop this technology are Google, Runway AI, like I previously mentioned, Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram. But with this type of technology, because I mean, as you can see, it's not perfect, but it's a pretty realistic looking video, and a lot of people are concerned that as the technology improves, this will be indistinguishable between real stuff. Like I said, I think that could be just a few years away before we get to that point. Or maybe it's just kind of like you can get 90% there, but that last 10% just hits that uncanny valley where it's not quite there. So maybe we won't ever see it where it's 100% realistic looking, but still a lot of people are concerned in the digital age that you can put out fake videos and most people will actually think it's real. Like we got this part right here. I'm absolutely terrified that this kind of thing will sway a narrowly contested election, said Oren Etzioni, a professor at the University of Washington who specializes in artificial intelligence. I can certainly understand the sentiment of a video like this being able to sway an election, especially if it's close, like it's a few days before election and a video comes out of a candidate kicking a puppy or something like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing something else out there. Could that be enough to sway a result? Possibly there might be some people who buy into it, but we don't need technology like this to sway a close election, because we've seen the media could just lie about a candidate or lie on behalf of a candidate, and that could be enough to sway the results. Or the media could just simply not report certain information that makes a candidate look bad, and that could be enough to sway results. So we saw that in the last election, that yeah, concealing information could have been the catalyst of why the results went the way they did. So you don't necessarily need AI technology. I think this is just kind of a scapegoat. But OpenAI, the company that's developing this, understands these kind of fears, and that's why this new program Sora is not available to the public yet. And while they're kind of just doing their tests on it so far to see what they can do with it and kind of the limitations and ramifications of using such technology. In an interview, they also said the company was not yet releasing Sora to the public because it was still working to understand the system dangers. Instead, OpenAI is sharing the technology with a small group of academics and other outside researchers who will red team it, a term for looking for ways it can be misused. Some of the other concerns were people in the creative industry thinking that this will take their jobs away, kind of like how things like Midjourney has kind of interfered with artists and taken away their jobs. And I can understand the seriousness of that too, because yeah, someone now can just do with an app like this what used to take an artist to actually be able to do. Like, look at some of the examples of the things that came out. And like I was saying before, I don't think the technology is quite here to replace video production entirely, unless it's for some artistic stylized approach or whatever. But I mean, if you're trying to actually just make like a real movie that most people are used to, it's just not there yet. But still, I think this looks pretty good for something that's being 100% artificially generated. We got this woolly mammoth, and kind of like I was saying before, I think the imagery just looks a little bit too clean. So it still has that AI look to it, but still, that's just going to be improved with technology over time. Got this video. Again, this looks pretty good. And when I saw this shot right here, this is what got me thinking what a potential use for this is, because this actually does have ramifications on me, because one of the things I do is I will shoot stock footage for sites and upload it to there. And this looks like it could actually replace that, because if you are looking for stock footage, which is something I have to do occasionally for my work, and just this last week, I was looking for something specific and I was scrolling through sites to try to find exactly what I was looking for. This one though, I could just type up stuff and boom, I got something that looks pretty good. So if I wanted a shot like this, drone view of waves crashing against rugged cliffs along Big Sur's Garay Point Beach, the crashing blue waters create white tide waves. So yeah, I mean, if I wanted something this specific, I could just generate it myself instead of having to scour various sites for that sort of thing. So this will take some work away from people who shoot stock footage and things like that. But still, I think there's always going to be a market for it. This one right here, yeah, this is just a little bit too specific and niche. This is kind of abstract, but still, it really just depends on what it is. I think this is kind of cool. And this is something that's completely artificial. There's not a bird like that in nature. At least I don't think there is. And I thought this is pretty cool, but this also goes into some of the more limitations of what it can do, but still, I'm liking what I'm seeing with this to an extent, but I'm completely sympathetic to the shortfalls to it and the potential ramifications of it. But I maintain it's like any other technology, because in the past, people weren't as astute to seeing when video or photos were fabricated, because most people didn't have access to the editing software. But now everyone has access to things like Photoshop and whatnot. So people are more inclined to actually doubt images that they see or doubt video that they see, because they think it might be fake. And some people even understand it to the point where they can understand if it's fake or identify why it's fake. And I think that's what's going to happen with AI technology and video like this, because the technology is out of the bottle. It's not going away. So the only thing that we can do is understand it. And that's the best way to get around the disinformation surrounding it, is to understand what the technology is, how to use it. And then you can be able to identify how to make fake ones, or what is fake with it. And that's really the solution, at least in my opinion, what the solution is to all this new AI technology. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you agree with me, or do you disagree? Do you think there should be laws that ban it or anything like that? Comment below. And if you like this video, make sure you click that like button, share the video out there, and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with the latest news. Thank you.